had some new parts come in, so we're gonna get this driveline done up right. The homemade hub I welded on just isn't doing the trick, and it needs to get fixed before we can really put this thing to the test. With the old shaft prep, it's time to put the new hub on and weld her up. These are how the welds turned out. Overall, decent welds, but a lot straighter, a lot more true, so it's gonna work a lot better. But the last thing I have to do before we put the sprocket on is the holes don't match up perfectly. It's not the perfect hub. Obviously, this is not the right way to put it onto something, but I used a small die grinder to widen out the holes so that I could mount my new sprocket to it. The last modification we made for the drivetrain was a way to adjust the chain tension. And the way we did that is we pulled the engine and bored out the mounting holes for it so that when the chain's on, it could slide forward and backwards. So, update on the dune buggy. Well, I wouldn't say it's perfect now, it's usable now. It just snowed here, I just took it out for a nice little rip. It's not jumping the chain anymore. The throttle cable is not smoking the belt, although it still needs a little bit of adjustment, but it works pretty good. It's not super fast, because the motor's completely stock. So, it's still relatively the same setup. The problem before was when I took it to a dirt bike shop, they told me that this sprocket for this torque converter was a 428 chain when it's not. It's a 40 chain. So now, before I had all the wrong parts basically, but now I have a 40 chain sprocket, I've got a number 40 chain, and then I got a new hub, I'm sure you can see it down here, and welded it on there. And this is the biggest change to the drivetrain that fixed it basically, is this is now perfectly centered so it doesn't wobble up and down, and it's perfectly centered this way so it doesn't wobble back and forth that way. I reinforced the frame from whenever it was flexing up and down. But other than that, it works pretty decent. I also advanced this so that this takes more effort to squeeze open so that it stays at a lower gear ratio towards the beginning of the acceleration. And that helped a lot too. But now I think I'm ready to move on. I want to get the electric start going, and then figure out where I want to put the key for it. But yeah, I'm gonna get working on that. Okay, so I think for this little guy here, I really don't want to have to mess with trying to relocate it super far and stuff. So I'm gonna weld a little bracket coming out here and then bolt it to it, and it's gonna sit kind of right in the middle like that. I think that'll be nice. Yeah. simple. But now I just gotta freaking round that out so it goes through the pipe I want to weld it to, and then weld it on there, hook it up, make a spot for the battery, and we'll be in business. All right, there it is. Not pretty, but it's welded in, solid. I like the position of it too. So now I gotta find a spot to put this for the battery and wire it all together, and we'll see if it starts with a key. Okay, so I got it mocked up just to test and see if it works. So let's see. Nothing. All right, so this is where I'm at. I got a spot for the battery. I think I like it there. Got this all wired in. Don't look great yet, but let's try it. And works perfect. So now I think what's next is I'm gonna go rip it around in the snow. Show you guys what it's like. Okay, so as you can see, it actually works very well. I'm really impressed with it. No chain jumping, no weird noises. I didn't know what I expected as far as with the snow, with it, you know, sliding and then grabbing traction and stuff, but I didn't hold back. I floored it and I could feel it spinning. I looked back, I could see it spinning, and then it would grab and it would just go. You know, it wouldn't do anything weird, and everything still looks really tight. So I'm thinking next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna beef up some of the suspension components and then start doing some performance modifications on the engine. I want to do obviously governor deletes, you know, intake, exhaust, maybe do a different gas tank, because I think the gas tank that it comes with is just kind of lame, or even just relocate it maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I'm really happy with it so far. All right, it's a different day, a warmer day. One thing I want to do while we've got this thing completely stocked and working properly is I'm going to take some benchmark speed and acceleration tests, kind of. I want to see the top speed of it currently, and I don't know how I'm going to measure the acceleration. I guess we'll just do like a timer. But one thing I noticed as well as I was driving it a little bit is I think these CV shafts are bad. I don't know if you can see. There's a lot of play there, and that shouldn't be moving like that, I don't think. But we'll see. This one is a lot tighter. This one is a lot looser. So next video, we may be replacing those. We'll see. All right, This is gonna be our 0 to top speed acceleration test. 0. Alright, so after testing top speed of 29 miles an hour, I couldn't get it to C30, but not horrible considering it's stock. The acceleration is honestly pretty decent now that I'm getting some grip on the pavement. So I'm hoping at the end of the build, kind of, whenever it's street legal and it's got all the modifications I want done to it, I'm hoping for it to be able to go somewhere around 50 to 60, so just so that it can open up more opportunities for where I can drive it on the road, which I think is totally realistic, honestly. It's going to take a lot of work, but I think it can be done. I think that's going to be the end for this video. I'm going to keep making them regardless, but please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.